Martin Harris Construction was started in 1976. It was the brainchild of Frank Martin and Frank Harris. Our history is steeped in hard work. That's what we are and what we do every day, even to today. We have a mantra around here that says works and then reward. Anybody who walks through our office or walks through our program and sees the success stories that are up and down our hall, it's a guarantee that those folks have already done the work to get to where they are before they got the title, before they got the opportunities that are in front of them today. And that's woven into the fabric of our organization, and that'll never change, not as long as I'm around.
This is my 33rd year with Martin Harris Construction. I started as the carpenter apprentice, and then I was the journeyman carpenter. Went to foreman, assistant superintendent, then I was the superintendent. When I came into the office, that was kind of a different scenario. My granddad was in construction, and he was in the hospital one day, and I went to visit him, and he said, you know, you don't always have to stay in the field to enjoy construction. You don't have to do it yourself. I listened to him, and there was an opening here at Martin Harris for a junior estimator. I was a superintendent, and I took a 40% cut in pay to go into the office, but within a year I was making the same amount of money as I was as a superintendent.
My mom worked for Martin Harris Construction. When I came back from Cal Poly and had completed college, I wanted to take a break from working because I've worked since I was 14 years old. I went to be a cart girl at Valley High Golf Club. And in my spare time, because I only work 2 days a week, my mom asked that I come here and help temp for one of her friends in the plans room. So I did that for probably 6 months, maybe a year. The vice president of business development at the time was Ray Newmiller, and his assistant decided she was going to move on and do something else. And she knew of me, she knew of my background, and so she told him, you know, I'm leaving and I think Austin would be a great replacement. And he said, the girl that works in the plans room that's a cart girl? And she said, yeah, but she actually has a background in marketing and administration, and she just graduated from Cal Poly, so, you know, she's really qualified. She just was taking a break after college. So he gave me a shot, and I temped for him for probably 6 months to another year, and then they hired me full-time. So I started off as the assistant to the vice president of business development, and now I'm the strategic brand director.
I started to think about construction as a career when I first got to college. I went into college as an undeclared student, and I had no idea what I wanted to do. And I talked to a few different people and learned about the construction industry and the opportunities that that offers. I first learned of Martin Harris Construction at the career fair at Colorado State. They were there with a booth, and the recruiter gave me a call and said he was interested in meeting with me, and I went up and I had a conversation with the Martin Harris Construction, and we got to know each other, and he told me about some of the opportunities they had for this company, and then they flew me out here for an interview.
I wouldn't be where I was today if it wasn't for mentors that I actually worked for, and they wanted to help me grow. And so they would expose me to other opportunities within the construction field. So for instance, I started with an architectural firm, moved again and started with another architectural firm that actually had a mechanical, plumbing, electrical engineering side of it. So I was exposed there, and the lead architect of that company helped me to learn those aspects of the construction side of building something. I left there, I went to a civil engineering firm so I could learn the dirt side of it. And after learning the dirt side of it, I decided to build it. I decided to come join Martin Harris Construction because I wanted to see the finished product. I had been in the design side of it. I'd been through the building side as far as getting permits and all that stuff, but actually building it from being a dirt lot with a whole bunch of trash on it to a 400,000 square foot office warehouse building, amazing accomplishment.
Every day is different, and it's funny because I know from talking to other people at Martin Harris, they say the same thing even though they have a completely different job than me.
My typical day is I come to work, start doing some takeoffs, and you always get distracted by phone calls from the subcontractors, and you have the conversation, you work through a problem that is going to arise. As an estimator, you never are on one project for more than a couple weeks, maybe a month, and it always changes.
There are some days where we're in the office the entire time and we're looking at plans, going through scope and talking to subcontractors. And there's other days where we go out on site and we actually do a job walk for a project that's coming up. The owners come to us with different goals. So sometimes we go on a site and the owner has a full set of plans and we're just looking for what issues may arise as we're going to build it. And there's other times where the owner just has a concept and we go into a room and they say, this is what we kind of want it to look like at the end. And then we get to use our imaginations to help them build that project.
People have to understand that a lot is expected of them here, but our company is all about people more than projects. One thing that we love more than anything else is that we employ more people per $1 million of construction revenue than any other construction company in Las Vegas. And we feed more families. That's what's more important to me.
People that inspire me the most are my family. I want to take care of them, I want to support them, and being successful in my professional life will help those goals and help them achieve what they want.
Your employer pays for your apprenticeship, so there was really no cost involved there. There's also the AGC program, Associated General Contractors, and they have evening classes. I took a bunch of those. I went to UNLV, took blueprint reading and surveying and some architectural classes.
The cost to the associate for having these opportunities at apprenticeship and such is really zero. These are paid internship programs, they're paid apprenticeship programs. We're not wanting something for nothing. What we want are people that have the work ethic and the values and the core values that our company possesses, because my demand from our hiring managers is that we hire the parts that we can't teach. We hire the ethics, we hire the values, we hire the integrity, we hire the honesty, because I can't teach that. I can teach you to be a carpenter, I can teach you to be a finisher, I can teach you to be an estimator, but I can't teach you to be honest.
In estimating, we're kind of that first line that the owner's getting to know. We're the ones that establish that trust factor and help them more or less direct the direction they want to go, so that, you know, they may want everything, but to be within their budget, we have to go this way or that way, and to present, you know, cost-effective alternates that can still get them a lot of what they want without going over budget. And it's always really rewarding to see the end and the client to be happy with those ideas that you integrated, as well as seeing their full vision come to life without compromising.
You have to have a creative mind. You can't just look at something as black and white. You have to find the problem, and you have to be able to create a solution that will solve that problem.
Pushing forward in my career, what motivates me is the final product. And doing it on time, within budget, and having that owner come to you and say, thank you, this is amazing. That's, the best.
I think the key to being successful in my position, or really any position in this day and age, is to just constantly strive to improve yourself, stay not just relevant, but ahead of that curve. Technology changes everything so fast. My job didn't exist when I started. It was a culmination of hard work and being in the right place at the right time, problem solving, and just consistently filling a need that my boss or his peers had, and just growing that position. So that's the same way that I'm going to continue to grow going forward. Technology has changed the way that I'm able to do my job. I'm able to do it so much faster than I used to be able to. So it's really important that I keep acquiring new and better skills.
Don't shy away from a career that you think is unattainable just because you don't feel like you can't get there with traditional methods. I am not college trained. I don't have any formal education that way. I just worked hard and I learned what I could on site. And I think sometimes in this very college-dominated world, a lot of times we feel like if we don't have that degree, we're going to somehow fail, and that's not always the truth. I think if you really want something, you're passionate about it. As long as you keep working towards that goal, you can accomplish it.
If you are willing to work, you have an internal drive, to do your best, and you show the people that you're working with that if you don't know that job, you want to learn it, and you apply yourself, it's going to be very easy for you to do just about anything.
If you are a middle school or high school student and you have a propensity or a love for numbers, our estimating and accounting department have entry-level opportunities for you to come in and enter into that professional world. If you are in a trade or vocational program that is focused on some of the trades that we self-perform, we have apprenticeship and entry-level opportunities in everything from concrete finishers to carpenters to laborers, truck drivers, equipment operators. You know, how far up you can go in our organization, that's published and communicated. You know what we have to offer from the first time that you sit down and meet with us. I was given one thing. I was given an opportunity. And then what I did with that opportunity was 100% up to me. The difference between good and great in our organization is what you do with the opportunities that our organization gives you. It really comes down to when you hire right, you hire truly, truly smart people. Smart people. And you give them the opportunities. You don't really have to do much. I mean, the key to my success is just making the most out of every single opportunity that I created. Our company doesn't have an obligation to create an opportunity for me. I have an obligation to live my opportunities to the nth degree, to as far as I can take them, and the company will support me. I know that. And that's what we do for everybody.